Hello students. Students, after understanding the features of developing economy and after understanding the sectors and activities, now we will be moving forward with the factors of production. Students, it is for the very first time that you are hearing the word factors of production. So let us gradually understand each word. Production means to make something. Okay? Production could be of two things. It could be goods. Say for example, my phone, it is a product, it is a good, and when I am making it, it is production. Or the service that I am giving just now. Education, what lecture I am delivering is also a production. So here we will talk about the physical goods. Now what are the factors that will be needed for production? So if I want to run my business, what will be needed? There are four factors of production: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. Land means, ideally land means soil, the upper part of the land, right? Okay. In economics, that is definitely land, but in economics, any raw material from nature is land. Say for example, I buy a water bottle, drinking water bottle, Bisleri. So then water is a natural product, right? It is nature based. So for Bisleri company, water itself is land. Say for example, I am buying balloon, or maybe I am getting nitrogen air filled in my vehicle's tire. So then for that company, air is also land. In short, any natural thing that is helpful in production, in economics it is known as land. For Tata Iron and Steel Company, TISCO, iron is land. For Reliance Petroleum, which today only got converted into GOBP, Geo British Petroleum. So British Petroleum is not a British company, but it is a Saudi Arabian company having name BP. So for them, crude oil is land. In short, in your business, anything that is derived from nature and without which your product cannot be manufactured is known as land. Sounds a little different, right children? But in economics, it is true. So here I have given example: river, forest, mountain. When you get raw material from any of these, it is also known as land along with the upper layer of earth. So anything derived from nature that is raw material is known as land. Now next is labor. Am I a laborer? You guys might say no. Is any factory worker a laborer? You guys might say yes. Is Mr. Anant Ambani a laborer? You guys might say, ma'am, have you lost your mind? Well, in economics, any person who does physical, mental or both work, that is physical and mental, and gets paid is known as labor. So from this definition, yes, I am a labor. According to this definition, yes, Anant Ambani is also a labor. In short, any person who is making money either by doing his physical work or mental is known, or maybe both, is known as a laborer. So when I made this board, I was using my physical labor. When I am teaching you, I am trying to explain you, I am using my mental labor, as in I am using both. Then I am getting paid, so I am known as a labor. I hope you are clear with land and labor. Anything derived from nature is land, and when a human being works and gets paid, whether he works physically or mentally or maybe both, he is known as labor. Now coming to capital. Capital word is generally understood as money. But in business, in economics, not only money is capital. Man-made instrument that helps in production is known as capital. So I am producing lecture just now. Then what is capital for me? This classroom, this whiteboard, the markers, the phone that I am shooting with is all capital. So anything that helps in production is known as capital. In economics, any material thing is known as physical capital and any human is known as human capital. So according to this definition, I am also known as human capital because it is since years that I have been associated with this institute. So land, labor, capital. When anything is derived from nature, we call it land. because that is a raw material useful for our production. Any person getting paid for any kind of contribution, whether physical or mental or both, we call it labor. And anything that is useful in production, here machine building are given as example, but anything that is useful for making your product, we call it as capital. Here internet is also a capital for us, right? And entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is my favorite word, because entrepreneurship qualities, then you will be entrepreneur in future. You will quite make good contribution to your society, to your nation. Let us understand who's an entrepreneur. So any person who combines land, labor and capital. Any person who combines land, labor and capital, bears risk and runs the business is an entrepreneur. So the director of this institute, he manages land, he manages the entire infrastructure, he manages us, and he also manages the entire capital thing, and he is facing risk and doing the business, and whatever reward he gets is profit. So we call him as an entrepreneur. So these are the 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Students, factors of production might be asked in 2 marks in boards, but factors of production deeply needs to be understood in future as well. The first thing associated with these factors of production is that, be it land, that is natural substance, labor, that is human, capital, that is things, or entrepreneur, a person who takes risk and does business, they face some problem. The first problem is that resources are limited. You see, nature gives things limited, be it water, be it land on earth, be it fresh air. Even humans are limited, and specifically the skilled and qualified people wanting to work, motivated people, they are very less. Capital, it costs you, it does not come for free. So obviously it is limited, and good entrepreneur are also limited. So all the resources, all the factors of production mentioned here are limited, but the wants are unlimited. You know, we want everything in life. Anything we see, anything or everything that we see, we really want it. So when I talk about word want, I should tell you the difference. Being economics teacher, what is the difference between a need and a want? If I am hungry just now and if I want to have some food, it is my need, the need of food. But if I want to have a Domino's pizza, it's a want. And here the problem with economics is our wants are unlimited, as in what is not needed, we want that too. Resources are limited, they are reducing because they are being utilized, and the wants are unlimited. So there is a gap between the two, and this gap creates economic problems. And so economics is finding the best alternative to use all of these. As in, we should use the natural resources judiciously. We should make sure that people, they work, not for the sake of working, they actually work, they should love what they work. As Steve Jobs says, the capital should be used judiciously, and entrepreneur must make sure that he does his business very well. So students, this is all about land, labor, capital and entrepreneur and the problems associated with it. Tomorrow would be the last class wherein you will of this chapter, wherein you will understand different types of markets. So see you in the next class. Till then, bye bye.